thank you for raising money for this cause. I can't tell you how many people will be helped. The numbers are just staggering, how many lives will be saved. And the people you've helped and the lives you've saved include some of your fellow walkers. Please join me now in welcoming one of those fellow walkers, one of our good friends, Taryn Aiken.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here with you this morning and to have walked with you this night. I'm grateful to have a chance to share a little bit of my story. In order to understand me, it's important to understand where I'm from. It's a little city called Orem in the state of Utah. It's heavily conservative, predominantly Mormon. On the surface, it looks like the classic American dream. But like many things in life, underneath the surface lies something very different. When I was 8 years old, I was abused sexually by a neighbor. This abuse lasted for a period of about 3 to 4 years. That same year, I also found my father of what appeared to be an attempted drug overdose. These two events were things that were not talked about in my family. We needed to maintain our happy facade. But I couldn't handle not having a voice for my life. I became severely depressed. And at the age of 12, I attempted suicide, using my father's pills the first time. I had no value on this earth. I didn't think I mattered. I struggled for the next few years, and at age 15, I attempted again. This time, my father found me. We were quite a pair, he and I, very alike. Both suffered from depression, both have addictions, both alcoholics. Very codependent in our relationship, and also very sick. I often felt that he and I were the only ones in our family that could understand each other. While he continued down a path that would eventually lead him to his own death by suicide 12 years ago, I sought help. My father had me see a therapist at age 15 who took me under his wing, who helped me to get off the medications that did nothing but keep me numb and find a way that I could move forward. With some serious behavioral therapy, I found a new look out upon life. The years passed and I still struggled, especially after my dad died. My anger, depression, and sheer hopelessness only increased. It caused me again to think about ending my own life, and I continued to abuse drugs and alcohol as a means for coping with these stresses. But as a single mom, I knew I couldn't do to my own children what had been done to me. One night as I sat at my computer, I Googled suicide. And lo and behold, what came up was the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I began to read about some of the signs and the risk factors and things and behaviors that somebody who was feeling suicidal might exhibit. I saw many of those things in myself. I also found stories of other people who had been through things that I had been through. I was learning that the brain could get sick. But I was also learning that there was hope, and there was help, and there was things I could do to get better. I found out that people just like me were going through similar things. And I vowed that very day that little Orem, Utah was not going to be silent anymore. 3 years ago, my little sister, who is here tonight, another friend of mine who's also here tonight walking for our dads on this Father's Day weekend, founded the Utah chapter of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And since then, we have passed legislation in our state to train both teachers, educators, and parents on how they can help their youth, their friends, and their families to avoid becoming a survivor, as many of us are. We've built a board of community leaders who aren't afraid to speak out. In fact, there's church leaders actually calling me now to come and speak and share my story to help people that are in crisis. Things are changing in little places like Utah. But we're not even close to being done with our work. That's what I love about this overnight community. walk all night. We're willing to raise lots of money. Because we have hope. Hope for people we've never met. Hope for those that we love. Hope for people like my dad and myself and my kids. Because everyone deserves hope, and I know that hope saves lives. Tonight I'm exhausted, as I'm sure many of you are. My feet feel like... Sorry, that wasn't in the script. But I feel amazingly alive. Woo! I'm grateful. March the third overnight I walked with my little sister by my side. But the first one, I have walked clean and sober. Next Monday I will celebrate 1 year free from that. And even though I miss my father every day, not a day goes by I don't think about him. What an honor to be with him this weekend. What an honor to walk for him on Father's Day. And what an honor to show him that I can do it. And that there is hope. And we can go on. One of my favorite sayings ever, which we're going to witness in just a few moments, hopefully if the clouds will cooperate, is that the sun will rise up and the morning will come. I'm very grateful for all of you. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to speak here tonight. Very grateful to have walked with you. Very grateful to change lives in places like my hometown of Warren, Utah. Thank you. Thank you.